Yo, guys, I mean, if you really had to count Pepe, it goes something like that, right? Then one, two, three, four, then a big sub wave five. Then this ends around here. This is probably the last corrective wave. And then all of this makes a one, two, three, four, five to make a one. Oh, sorry, I meant to say this makes a one, and the two, and a three, and a four, and the five. So it looks like it might have double topped. That's the count. That's what it looks like. I mean, there's really no other reasons to enter this trade other than a five wave count. Like, sure, there might be a five wave count, but sure, that five wave might even be wrong. This might not even be the first wave down over here. This part might even be a truncated wave, and this is not even right. And then this could even be a corrective wave where this is a truncated wave, and then this could be the ABC. That could also be a possibility. So because of these reasons, I'm staying out. I see no bearishly diverging signs. On the 30-minute, we're getting a higher RSI, so there's no, what's the point of entering? On the 15-minute, it's getting pretty much a higher RSI as well than third wave, so what's the point of entering? There's no clear trend lines, right? I don't know why Sank would enter that, to be quite honest. Like, there's no clear EMA on any time frame. That's like the main time frame to be watching. On the 20 EMA, on a 55 EMA, there's really nothing either. There's no break, right? There's no break, not even on the 1 minute chart. Actually, on the 1 minute chart, yeah, but it didn't even break a 1 minute 55 EMA. So it's really bullish. So I see like literally zero reasons to enter this trade right now on a chandelier exit. Doesn't really tell anything, actually. No, it doesn't tell anything. Nope, nothing at all. So yeah, man, I don't see any reasons to enter this trade. I mean, if you take a look at everything else, it just looks like it's going to go for probably over here. Maybe even these highs up there. So it looks like it's got some ways to go still. Other than the Elliott wave count, there's literally no reason to enter. Yeah. Okay, guys, so if this is the count, then this is it. This is now or never. If this is the count, and that's a 5 up there, and that's very pronounced. This is a whatever 1, 2, 3, 4, and what matters is that fifth subwave up there. Okay, so that's the fifth subwave up there, and if that were it, then it made a diagonal. So we're gonna know right away if that's a good position to take. So if it breaks here, I'll heavily consider, as in breaking down right here, I'll heavily consider entering a short position, just like 50K, because then it'll show that all 5 waves are actually in now. That's what I'm going to consider taking. Hey, what's up, everybody? So I'm in a trade for Pepe. I entered a little bit early. I gotta admit that I did enter right around here, but I do believe it's the top, and I think we're going to make some pretty good profit on this trade. So let me explain to you the reasoning for entering this trade. So it has a lot to do with the clear Elliott wave count that I believe is now in. This is a 1, this is a 2 somewhere in there, 3, this is a 4, and I think that that's a 5 right over there. So then this makes a very clear count too. A 1 somewhere, 2, 3, 4, and a huge fifth subwave in there. So this one was really confusing. I admit that I entered right around the top of that wave, but it kept going upwards, so I miscounted. Therefore, we're going to focus only on this subwave and talk about what the original count was. So I saw it like this, and I think anybody would have agreed with me that this was most likely the count right here, where this made a 1 and a 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It kept doing that. So I'm like, okay, well, this is most likely the top, but then it kept going. It kept running, and it made a higher high, like that. Okay, so that was kind of scary. And then when it did something like that, I assumed that, hey, okay, well, that's obviously not the fifth wave. There's most likely going to be some sort of fifth wave that's going to come in here in the form of a diagonal. So I assumed that it might do something like this in a diagonal. So then instead of this being the fifth right here, we get a fifth somewhere in there. So then I assumed that we would do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to create the fifth subwave in there. And then surely enough, it did something like that, right? So it did something like that right here, as you can see. And then now it's breaking out of this triangle. So let's fast forward to back to where we are now. Okay, so now this is in real time. It broke out of here. I think it's just stalling. And then now it's going to break to the downside. And all 5 Elliott wave structures are now in. The 5-minute looks like it wants to tank really hard actually. We got a crossover finally for the very last wave. So I'm assuming that it's going to correct the entire structure of this entire 90% run now. It rallied for 95% to the upside. I'm in it for a pretty decent position. I'm down about $2,000 right now. I'm down about 3% on a $65,000 position, as you can see here. Am I nervous? Not really, but I do admit a little bit because you just don't know how PayPay can run, especially because Elon Musk just tweeted about it as well over here. He said something about the First Amendment is for sharing memes with friends. So when you see something like this that Elon Musk is posting, you got to take it seriously. But the thing is, he posted it like around 2 hours ago, like at 12:34, and at 12:34 my time. Actually, yeah, he was definitely one of the reasons why it started to rally. He rallied it for the last breakout right there. It was just really good timing. Really good timing because he rallied it right at the beginning of the last fifth wave. So if this is the right count, then we should get a small correction to the downside and go from there. But we just got to break this first. Once we break right around here, we'll be golden. I think this is a very high probability of it dropping to the downside. And then if that drops, we would be taking our Fibonacci retracement of the entire structure. So we would take it from the bottom of here to the top of there. And because it's PayPay and very unpredictable, what I would do is I would take my profit right here around the 236 Fibonacci level, and that's good enough for me. So this doesn't look like it can run anymore. It just looks very difficult. So this made a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 4 is heavily crossed over. And then this is the 2 in there. This must be the 3. So this must be it. Like this must be the count somewhere in here. And then this must be the 3, right? There's no other choice. This must be a 4. And that must be a 5. So that has to be the count. Like there's no other choice for a count in my opinion. Okay, so I think that that's got to be the count right there. I mean, there's another option here where this is like a 1, a 2, somewhere in there. And this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is now the 3, 4. And then there's one more 5 at the top. So that could be right. And if that's right, then, well, that's another really difficult count because then we're going to have one more wave upwards. But the wave 3 is small. The wave 3 is not even the size of wave 1. So this looks like to be the count more than anything in my opinion. But the only thing we need now is a bearish run and a drop to the downside. So looking at the level 2, I'm just going to move my camera so you guys can see it. Looking at the level 2 here, lots of battles between the bulls and the bears fighting. Lots and lots and lots and lots. But we are getting some sell-offs, some people buying. So this doesn't look like it's going to happen right away, but it could be soon. The 5-minute did cross over, but there's so much momentum still going to the upside. Like it doesn't look like it wants to break down. So now this might have recovered for this last candle here. 36 seconds left, and it looks like it recovered, unfortunately. So this is very annoying to be looking at this. But let's see if this is just a retracement of that particular wave that dropped. So then, you know, and then I'm talking about a wave retracement like that. And then now we thought we get the 3, 4, 5 coming down. So this wave 1 needs to break. This white line that I drew, it needs to break down for a confirmation of a trend change. So we'll just wait and hang on to see what happens. I might lose this trade, of course. If I lose, I'm still going to post it like I always do. So now we just got to wait. Like the 30-second time frame held. So there's a lot of momentum, like pressure going down. But every time there's pressure going down, what do you see? You see a big wick going to the upside. So these are some very, very volatile days right now. But as you can see, we're starting to see more floods of red than we are of anything else. And if you see the market depth is trying to push it down. So then, okay, so based off of the 1 minute 55 EMA, you can see that it held here. Like it held pretty much the whole time here, 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 and now it just needs to break like around this region, and then we'll be golden and we'll have won this trade. So I entered it prematurely over, like, honestly, I entered around there, right here at the top. I was up a lot. I was up like 1,000 or something, but it made another wave upwards. I was patient. I let it come down and I was patient, and I let it go up there, and then I dollar cost averaged even more. So then I waited literally. So these were my, actually, let's see if I can show you my entries here. Let's see, 1 second. Order history. No, it doesn't show in here. Yeah, so I could show you it right here. Take a look. So I originally entered it at the top. See where it says S? I entered it here and here. So really good entries. I let it take that dip, and then when it got to the top, I literally entered it like around this candle near the top. See the 3, 1, 2, 3. So I took the best dollar cost averaging that you can imagine, and now I'm actually almost broken even. Perfect, guys. That was a very, very, very fucking solid trade, bro. Ooh, yeah, I won this trade. Huh. So now all we gotta do is ride it now, and that's gonna require a lot of patience. Ride it, ride it, ride it, and I'm gonna talk to you guys again how we take a target. So now we got all 5 waves are in here. Okay, all 5 waves are clearly in. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take it to the 382 Fibonacci level, or sorry, the 236, because we want to just take a very conservative target, and that conservative target would be around here, around the 18. Okay, so this will be my target right there around 18. I'm gonna delete this just to make sure it's a pretty screen and I don't like clutter on it. So as we can see now, there's a lot of momentum driving down the price. The bears are now getting hammered. The 55 EMA is broken. It held, now it's broken. So it's going to the downside. So this looks like it was a really good trade. I told my group very, very clearly too, in my Discord group, if you guys are not in it, take a look at the link below. You might want to consider joining it. Join the Discord group. It's going to be worth your time. So I gave a possible, I'm always updating the group, right? Like I see no reason to enter. So I told the group here, there's no signs yet to enter. Then I told the group here's a highly possible count. And I said could easily fly too, just to be safe, right? We don't want to take bad trades. So I'm always trying to watch out for the group and make sure that we take the good trades. And when I enter a trade, people pretty much know that I'm entering the trade. So now we're definitely going to be broken even in just a few seconds here, if not already. So let's just wait here and just chill. Now this is where you take you have to have a lot of patience, okay? The patience needs to really, really, really be brought inside of you. So do you see here? This is another way to validate. Okay, so I know where my target is. It's going to be at around 1.8, around here. Okay, 1.8. So do you see this cluster of green to red? You know that that's wave 1, right? Around there. Like around here is where wave 2 corrects, because it goes from red to green. And here you know it's going to be wave 4 because it goes from green to red there again, right? Green to red, red to green for wave 1. This cluster is now wave 3 or 4, I mean. And now this one here begins the very final 5th wave. So my stop loss will be used on the chandelier exit indicator, pretty much. I'm going to use on the 30-second time frame though. So I'll get out of this trade probably on the 1 minute, actually the 30-second. If it breaks above the chandelier exit indicator up here, that's where I'll start to exit my trade. So right now I'm broken even, but I will take a loss of about 2 to 3% if that chandelier exit indicator breaks. But I'm pretty confident right now about this position that I'm in. And then if you take a look at the entire structure, like this whole structure, try to find a chandelier exit that's green throughout the whole thing. If you notice, the 1 minute goes from green to red too often. Try to find one that's all green to red, green to red. Nope, not the 2 minute chart. So now you go to a 3 minute chart and you say, okay, well, this is a really good one right here, right? So in order for it to actually confirm a confirmation trend, you're going to take a look at a break below this chandelier exit. All right, guys, so I'm up 1,200-ish. So now that you got like, so take a look here. This is where the count gets weird. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then now we can get a corrective wave upwards. So it's Saturday. I don't really want to trade, to be quite honest. So what I'm saying is that like this could be the first wave of the 5, right? So and we could get a corrective wave, and I don't want to really be around all day to wait for it. So I might take profit soon. Like we might even get a huge wave up like that, right? I don't want that. Let's see. So am I going to wait for it? What would you do? I think the wise thing would be to wait for it. I'm not going to chicken out on my trade. I'm up 1,200 already. I'm happy with the profit. But of course, there could be more. If I wait a little bit longer, I can make another 5% on 60K, which is $3,000. So do I want to wait around and risk a bounce? Yeah, sure. I'll do it, I guess. And you don't know if it's going to be an ABC correction, right? So like this is most likely it. This is most likely what's going to happen. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. And I'm sure it's only going to be a small retracement. So I owe it to myself as a trader, as a good trader, to at least see it, to let it bounce to wave 2. Then if it bounces to wave 2, the key is to not panic. Okay? You got to let the bounce happen and assume that we're going to make a lower low after that. Once the lower low is made, that's where the profit is going to be taken. So I'm going to just let it sit here, just like this. Let it correct to the B side upwards. I might even break even. I might even completely break even again. And then I'm going to go for the third wave coming down. But if for some reason this is the wrong count, and if for some reason it keeps continuing downwards, one more wave, I'm going to take my profit because I don't want to risk another huge bounce to the upside when I'm actually already in profit. So if this breaks down a little bit more, I'm going to take my profit, okay? So let's see if it does though. So on the 30-second time frame, it does look like it wants to break down a little bit more. But there's a big part of me right now that's like, just take your profit, Phil. Just get out, go enjoy the Saturday, and that's it. So here it looks like it's about to make that corrective wave to the upside. I'm probably going to go broken even. I'm probably going to lose all of my profit here, but I'm going to wait it out, and I'm just going to keep waiting. It doesn't look like it's going to break that initial one. So I'm just going to chill here and wait, and I'm going to be confident in my decision that this is now the 5th wave, okay? So this is to review. I give myself confidence by reassuring myself that this is now the 5th wave that I've officially counted. And the 5th wave goes like this once again. You need to remind yourself if you want to take profit early that you shouldn't. This makes a 3, 4, and this makes an ending 5th wave diagonal in there. So the ending 5th wave diagonal, it goes like that, okay? And then it makes the diagonal, and then that's why you closed it. And then now that I know that's the count, I reassure myself by saying, okay, well, how bullish is it? I ask myself, is it really that bullish where it's not even going to correct to the 236 Fibonacci level? And I answer it out loud and I say to myself, no, it is not that bullish. It's not parabolic or anything. Therefore, there's a very high probability of it reaching to this particular point. Therefore, I will wait and let that bounce happen that I already anticipated, like right now, for example, and I'm going to count it, and I'm going to say to myself, this is just the B wave, or sorry, wave 2 happening. This is just wave 2 happening right here, and then there's going to be one more coming down, and the third wave is going to be the big profit. So do you notice how I'm verbalizing this, and I'm reassuring myself with my original count, okay? Not only am I reassuring myself with the original count, I'm also saying that this, I know, is the retracement wave up, and there's most likely going to be another wave to the downside, okay? So I'm verbalizing all of this, so my confidence is pretty set in my opinion. So let's see if this actually plays out the way that I expect it to play out. So just to catch everybody up really quickly again with the count here, for those that might missed it, this looks like it's the top already, and this is now the 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 count up there. And then the most important thing is to be able to separate all of them in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 5 made a big one. And now the last count is the most difficult, this one here. Originally, it looked like this was it right there. 3, 4, 5, like that. But because it made another high, we were able to deduce that it was not the 5th up there yet. The 5th actually made a diagonal to the top. Now a diagonal, ending fifth wave diagonals don't happen that often right now, but lately they've been happening more. So it broke down like that, and your entry should have been on the breakdown right there. So this now looks like it completed the 5 waves just like this. So 5 waves. And then now the way that it's looking is it looks like it's making the first 5 waves that have completed, just like that, which means that there's a corrective wave going upwards. And now it looks like it's doing this. This is the 1, this is the 2, and most likely there's going to be a 3, 4, and a 5, etc. So this is just a corrective wave 2 up. We don't know how high this wave 2 can go, but what we do know is that there's 5 waves completed right now, and there's a high chance that there's going to be one more wave coming down. So if you entered already, you should be riding this, in my opinion. And then it looks like there's going to be a resistance just forming the top of waves around like that, right? So this could be it right there. So this is the count, and it looks like we nailed the top, I think. Okay, so back to the trade. I stopped myself out earlier for a $1,000 loss, and then I re-entered at a better price. So I took a $1,000 loss today. I'm very honest about everything as usual. And now I have re-entered at a better price, and now I'm up about 900. So I'm pretty much broken even. And I think that we're just trying to take out this high. See this high right there at 332, 332. This wick right there that goes up there, that gigantic one. If we can stay below there, it's going to be taken out. And I think that we are going to downtrend really hard. There was a really big, scary candle, like this series in 3 minutes. It dropped 4%. So that was scary. So now we're just trying to stay below that 332 range. And I think that it's just trying to break below here now. If we break below, say there, 19128, we're going to get a huge downtrend. And then we're just going to, it's going to be catastrophic for the bears. I mean, for the bulls, like it's going to just rain down. On top of that, you can see that on the higher time frames, like way back here, a few days ago, you can see that it actually reached like a resistance area. So it peaked right around here. Like this area here was of high resistance. So because it was of high resistance, it hit that, and now it's time to downtrend. The 15-minute MACD finally starts to cross down. First time. Okay, even though we don't get bearish divergence on the 30-minute or the 15, basically on any time frame, you don't get bearish divergence between the wave 3 and the wave 5. But nevertheless, I think it's going to downtrend. But I am getting a little bit nervous about this trade, I gotta admit, because I've been in it for a long time already. So I might just, I want to get out of the trade, I have to admit. Because I got a feeling it's going to spike up. When I say feeling, I'm talking about like just looking at the indicators. Like for example, the 1 minute is trending upwards. See this? It's trending up right now. MACD is going up. So it's ready to like hit to the top side. Like I'm talking about hitting to the top side here where it's going to go up. And then it's going to come down, I think. So I think it's in my best interest to literally close my position right now. If it goes back up above the 332 range, it would be wise for me to get out. Unless it breaks this right away, there's no reason for me to stay in this trade. Okay, unless it breaks right here. Hit it once, twice, 3 times now. If it does not break to the downside, it's in my best interest to get out. And then look for a re-entry. Perhaps somewhere up over here. That would be the best choice for me. Because I'm really unfamiliar with this count right now. So if it breaks down there, clearly it's going to hit here first. That'll be a very good profit for me. It'll be like $1,800 at least. And this red candle might very well be the reason why we're going to downtrend now. Oh, no, it just hit it again. Let's see if it's going to keep going. Oh, it hit it hard. Give me an alert. Give me an alert, baby. My alerts are on. Damn. And it goes. Oh, wow. It goes hard. Up $2,000. Only got a wick, though. See, it hit right down over here. Wick just fully recovers. Ah, man. I didn't have time to close my position. Up only 1,007. So, let's see if it's going to keep going. I think it will. But I'm getting nervous. This coin is one of those coins that makes me really nervous. So because of that, let's get out of the trade probably. I'm leveraged a little bit high here because everything is in my earn right now. So it's moving to the downside. Here we go. $2,400. And boom. We did it, guys. We fucking did it, bro. We did it. We did it. Very nice trade. Good job, everybody. That was very, very, very stressful, but we managed to take a big win.